Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. Friends, US markets were choppy yesterday and they ended up about 78 points a Dow, and even Nasdaq was marginally up. And as people were widely expecting that in the FOMC meet there was no real clarity about the QE3. The stance was the same that at the moment they are not considering any quantitative easing, but as and when the situation aggravates or there is a requirement, they would consider that. So no real major positive surprises there. European markets were also quite dull and no major action except the fact that the Spanish bond yields have actually come down and no major negative news as such, so which is quite comforting. In US markets, the earnings season has also started, and some of the companies like Goldman Sachs and Coca-Cola reported numbers which were pretty much in line with expectations. And when we look at the Asian markets today, they are mixed. Some of the markets like Korea are weak and the rest of the markets are flat, no real major action. When we look at the flows, the FIs were biased to the tune of 475 crore in the cash market, and the domestic institutions were sellers to the tune of 266 crore. However, friends, important point to note is that the volumes in the cash market have actually come down for the past 2 to 3 trading sessions, and after a long time we are seeing that the NSE cash market volumes dipped below 8,000 crore, which is a matter of concern. This is suggesting that the participation from the retail side and even from the institutions is much less, particularly in the cash market. So on that note, let's talk to Shaival to figure out what is happening on the F&O market and what one can do in the current scenario. Hi Shaival, good morning.
Good morning.
Market continues to be dull, and the only positive takeaway is that it's really not cracking, though it's going below 5200. But based on your F&O observations and the IVs and the open interest built up, what's your take?
We have been continuously watching the PCR ratio from past couple of trading session, and from the mark of 1.20 it has almost slipped down to mark of 1.06, which has been a bit worrying if it goes below the mark of 1. Now, for past 2 trading sessions, we have seen that every rise in the market has been taken as an opportunity to go shorts, and short positions have been building up in the market despite some positive from global front or say on the domestic front. Now the FIs were also, the volumes from the FIs side were pretty low, and they were net sellers of around 416 crore even in yesterday's trade, and the implied volatility has been continuously sliding. So one of the observation what we have is that implied volatility is continuously decreasing. So this is indicating that market is not expecting much from any of the event, or if there is some positives from the whether there would be some positive in the future. So the concentration on the open interest fund from the individual strikes is at 5,200 put, which is at 54 lakh shares, whereas 5,000 put option is having 86 lakh shares open interest. Whereas on the higher side, 5,300 call option is standing with 95 lakh shares in the open interest. As our weekly VWAP is 5,300, we are trading below that. So the bias for the market is down. Our lower range is now 5140 and 5100. So net what we feel is that this would be the broader range, 5,000 and 5,000, in which market would trade before giving a breakout on the either side.
Right. Any specific strategies that one can do in the current scenario?
At current scenario, we would not advise to form any of the strategies. But yes, if someone wants to play from the intraday perspective, what one can do is, as a bias is still negative, ACC can be taken as an opportunity to go short with resistance of 1281.85. DCB can be taken as an opportunity to go short with resistance of 45.05, and Indian Hotel can be taken as an opportunity to go short with resistance of 62 rupees 40 paisa.
Right, Shaival, thanks a lot for that update.
Thank you.
Friends, back home we had a very disappointing session, and in fact India underperformed vis-a-vis most of the Asian markets, because for most of the Asian markets overall performance was much better, whereas we underperformed quite sharply. In terms of the company specific news, friends, EGOM is going to happen today, and this has been a long pending matter where the reserve price and certain important decisions have to be taken. So we have seen some action in companies like Bharti, Idea and few other telecom companies on the back of this, and Bharti in fact has crossed an important resistance at about 324, 325. So if it sustains above that, we can have about 15-20 rupees upside, and you have a trigger of this EGOM spectrum meet today. In case of DLF, the CCI, which had penalized DLF, their hearing is going to come up for review today. So if this decision again goes against DLF, then there might be some negative repercussions for that. So that is a stock to watch out for. Tata chairman Ratan Tata has said that the Tata Steel's European operations would remain under pressure because of the current environment there. However, Indian operations continue to remain good. And in case of metal pack, the quarterly numbers are going to be bad. So the overall bias for Tata Steel would be a bit negative, and one can trade that stock with a negative bias. In case of Reliance, we have a news that the Petroleum Ministry has said that they would expedite their 4 investment proposals. So that's a bit of a positive news for Reliance, but the results expectations for Reliance are quite muted, and we believe that from that perspective the stock is not looking too positive. Also, in case of JSPL, the news are that they are going to terminate the Bolivia mining project. So this stock could have some negative implications for that. In case of GTL, the promoters are likely to infuse the capital, and that would be a bit of a positive news for GTL. Also friends, Adani Enterprise was down sharply by about 4 to 5% yesterday. There were some rumors that the chairman of the company has been indicated by one of the complainants in a kidnap related case, but we believe that there is not much of merit in that particular development, and since the stock has corrected and there are news that they are looking at raising about 11,000 crore from the market, Adani could be a stock where one can really try for a pullback, because we had seen a major block deal happen in the stock around 220 to 25 level. Currently the stock is at 195, so maybe with a 5 to 7 rupees kind of stop loss, one can play for a pullback. Friends, in terms of global news, Intel has indicated that they are going to cut their 2012-13 forecast, and on the back of that we are seeing some weakness in the IT stocks. We are seeing Infosys after the numbers has been languishing, and TCS, despite the good numbers, we are seeing increased selling in the last 2 days, and that stock could also remain under pressure. That's it from all of us friends. Have a great trading session. See you tomorrow at the same time.